Thank you, Arvind, sir, for this opportunity. Because of the time, I'll just go through the slides and then we can have a discussion later. So I'll be discussing and showing cases about the vascular disorders of branch vein, CRVO and CRAO, and a slide for glaucoma part also. So Octa in my practice for BRV I use very commonly because it demarcates the territory involved. Macular ischemia, it already been discussed, and neovascular patches, which is very clearly seen on Octa. And with NFAS image, you can see the demarcation of ischemic and non-ischemic retina in the superficial and deeper layer. And when we're planning laser also, no, these octas, 8 by 8 or 12 by 12 octas can guide you and actually give a proper demarcation where to the laser, up to what extent to laser. So I'll just, show you this case. This is a superior temporal BRVO. You see, pointer or something. Okay. So this is the small NVE patches which are there, and these are non. Okay. Thank you.
ये नहीं आ रहा कुछ यहाँ पे, स्क्रीन बंद हो गई है.
सारे स्क्रीन बंद.
Yeah, thank you. So these are the neovascular patch, small neovascular tufts which are there, and these are the massive multiple areas of non-perfusion which you see in superior temporal BRVO. This is another case in 74-year-old hypertensive, which came with a history of scotoma in the right eye and a decreased vision in the left eye since 1 year. So in the right eye, when we did an Octa, there was a small vein occlusion which was there. But what interesting was in the left eye, and there was this macular ischemia which was there. So we did an 8 by 8 Octa, and you see this massive temporal non-vascular area which was there, non-perfused area which was there. And sectoral laser was planned in this patient. Another case, inferior temporal BRVO, this is a 6 by 6 image. You see that inferiorly there are huge areas of capillary non-perfusion areas. And the macular ischemia is not that much. The patient didn't really have any symptoms. She just came for a routine checkup. We saw the BRVO and just asked her for the doctor. And she was advised a PRP, sectoral PRP. Another, this is a long-term follow-up patient, and she's a 60-year-old female with no significant, just diminution visions in left eye. She had a history of floaters for which she came to us. And when you scanned her, you see the inferior temporal non-perfused area which was there. These are the areas of collateral which developed. And you see this area which was seen as a void, but when you saw the on-fast image, the VRI interface showed a tuft, NVE tuft which was there. And again, the superficial and deep, you see this area is a completely vascular area, and this is the inferiorly non-perfused area which you can see, clearly demarcate on an NFAS image, the deeper layers. Again, the same macular ischemia is there, and these are the collateral vessels which developed. On follow-up, she was being treated, and we have a long-term follow-up with this patient, and she was treated with the NV anti-VEGF and PRP, and after 2 years, she again presented to us with a huge NVE. You see the progression, which a small NVE patch has converted to a larger NVE patch, and these are the artifacts because of the vitreous hemorrhage, because of she presented to us. Again, after 3 years of follow-up, these neovascular patches, they again kept on growing. She used to come only to us when she had floaters, and she used to get injections, she would get PRP, and she used to disappear. So every time she came up, the neovascular patches, they kept on growing. And this is the beauty of Octa. We can actually monitor these changes in due course of time. Again, anti-VEGF was given, and you see the degradation of these NV patches post-NV anti-VEGF. The huge NV here has regressed here. These patches, they actually regress. So you can see the progression of the disease. You can counsel the patient that the treatment is actually working, and this is how the regression is actually going on. And you see the on-fast image. This is on presentation, and you see this band. This is a formation of epiretinal membrane and or the traction band which has happened in 3 years of the disease. I'll show you a case of CRVO also. This is a 43-year-old male with history of trabeculectomy in the other eye. the pressures are normal. He presented to the decreased vision, and this was CRVO which was there. And on resolution of hemorrhages, we did an 8x8 octa. You see only the central area is perfused, because of which he is maintaining a 636 vision. Rest the complete peripheral area is non-perfused. So we planned early PRP, and you can see the PRP was done. And in follow-up, the patient is responding well. He hasn't developed any neovascular glaucoma and still preserving a good ambulatory vision. Now, this is a very I don't know, maybe a rare thing which you see in our clinical practice, PAM, or mostly it is missed sometimes because it's a more of OCD diagnosis. How Octa is helping us with this, because when you see a PAM, we see these whitish areas. These are the areas where the capillary non-perfusion are there. And we see in OCD also, these are hyperreflective bands which you see. This is the beauty of the NFAS image on the OCD angio, which just help us to really differentiate a PAM. Again, the PAM, the deeper layers are more affected rather than the superficial layers. And only on Octa we can see the deeper layers this clearly. In cases CRAO also I'm doing Octas, and this is it's a 69-year-old male who presented to us with a sudden diminution of vision. And on the left eye, we diagnosed him to have a CRAO. When you perform an Octa, this is the right eye Octa, you see the peripapillary capillaries are completely fine, highly dense peripapillary capillaries, but you see the left eye, the peripapillary capillaries are hardly visible, maybe due to edema also, but the peripapillary area is the area which is highly non-vascular. He developed a MI 7 days after the CRO, and when he came back after a month, you see, again, the peripapillary area, you see the vascular density in the normal right eye, and the peripapillary density which is markedly reduced in the CRO eye, even after recapitalization of the vessels. So in this follow-up also, we can see how capillary perfusion is taking place in these CRO patients. Now, one of the uses in Octa in glaucoma is when you see a wedge-shaped defect. So this is the Octa of a glaucomatous eye. Without any wedge-shaped defect, the peripapillary capillaries are very well, there is good density of peripapillary area. But when you see a wedge-shaped defect, which is a diagnostic of glaucoma, and wedge-shaped defects are actually the areas of decreased vascularization. So in on-fast image, we can see this wedge-shaped defect clearly, and you see when we did an ONH Octa, the wedge-shaped defect correspond to a decreased capillary flow. And after, this is a follow-up patient after 3 years, you see the wedge-shaped defect is actually growing, widening. So the patient is progressing over glaucoma with a very well-controlled IOP, still the patient is having a glaucoma progression. So even glaucoma in patients with wedge-shaped defect, we can monitor these patients, we can actually see, even with well-controlled IOP, these patients, they really progress sometimes.